In the pre-market session of the 26th of April 2021, Ocugen is currently trading at around $11.34, an increase of around 16%. I think about 2.3 million shares have crossed the tape so far in this pre-market session. And the news you must have heard, as you know, is to sell 110 million shares and register direct offering, and as well as the vaccine, Covaxin. It says here, the company's Covaxin COVID-19 vaccine Covaxin received an emergency use authorization in India. It seems also that Covaxin may provide some unique benefits, particularly as it relates to mutations, that is variants of COVID-19. Unlike the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, it can be kept at refrigerator temperatures. And although Covaxin is still in the late stage phase 3 trials, the company released interim results that showed a clinical efficacy of 80.6%. So there isn't any more news available. There might be some news filtering out that hasn't reached the general public so far. We can see that as at that close of the 23rd of April 2021, the MACD over the 14 period slow stochastic oscillator over 14 periods was in the ascent, was rising. The MACD was also above the signal line and rising as well. MACD histogram also above 0 and rising, I believe. And the trend analysis for Ocugen as at then was that it appears to be in a strong bullish trend, no doubt about that. You can see what's going up there. Yes, it had banished the doom and gloom as at the 20th of April 2021 and started to extend relentlessly. So yes, it appears to be in a strong bullish trend. Its 200-day moving average is upward sloping. The MACD histogram, yes, as we pointed out, is above 0 and rising, but it is lagging the S&P 500. Momentum is, as we pointed out, is strongly bullish. The 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is rising as investors pay higher prices for shares. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. The 10-day volatility is at roughly 400%. So given all of those things, yes, the sentiments are very much positive for Ocugen. We can see this is the live session. It's currently up 18.28% currently. So before we continue with what's going on in the live session, so based on what we are looking at right now, we have a price of 11.40. So it is just right in the midst of this range, trading within 68% of the expected range of its 10-day trend line. So it's trading within that range, but not trading within the range of its 20-day trend line or its 50-day trend line. So, but it is in the 50-day trend line. But in those two cases, in the 10-day and the 50-day, we can see it is also approaching the end of those ranges. So it is gradually entering the tail risk territory. And by that we mean, but when it trades above that range, then it has achieved the likelihood of that occurring is not always there. It's always a minimal. It's always the likelihood of that occurring, of it extending, at between such levels, on a given day, is not always there. It's not always granted. So and indeed anything could happen. It could retrace severely, correct, and it did as well on the 23rd. Yes, it extended by as much as it's doing so right now, and lost everything again. So it's all, tail risks can justify all of those things. So currently now it is trading almost, at some point during the session, it traded beyond this 10-day trend line range, this 68% range, was now in the probably 95% range or thereabouts. So currently it is still there. We're still based on what we're looking at right now. 1153. No, it has now escaped this 10-day range. It has actually exceeded this 20-day range. So it's now currently, as we are talking to you right now, it just entered its tail risk territory. So it could continue to extend, but the risks are very much there. So I wouldn't urge you to get involved and buy Ocugen right now. We have already, if not already there, I wouldn't advise you to jump in unless you feel very strong that with the fundamentals and everything, and the sky is the future for Ocugen. By all means do so, but you need to be really careful. Don't put all your money in there. Always hold something on the sidelines to see what you're going to do with it, depending on what results from Ocugen. Whether it's going to retrace or extend further and all that stuff. If it retraces, then you have money to probably buy more, or as the case may be, or yeah. So currently, right now, it is up 19.11%. Has now retraced back into much more safer territory, 11.48, 11.50 right now. So we can see momentum is flat here. It's flat, very much low, 15.65, considered oversold. This is the live session. So let's check this pre-market box. You will see the live data. We can see that this is what's going on live. So I stand corrected now. The momentum has now better reflected, is very much strong, very much bullish. the stock is above all of its trend lines, including the volume weighted average price. It's also, the MACD is also above above the signal line, and probably moving sideways, because mostly the stock has just been moving sideways so far in this session. So yes, Ocugen currently up in 19.31% in this pre-market session. Just be careful if you want to get involved. It has extended by a huge amount of percentages. Just be careful. So if you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, and share if you're already a subscriber. Thank you very much for watching this video.